the museum started off, it was always the mission to collect a permanent collection of art for our community. So we've always been very community-based, and that has not changed. So what started off as a few pieces in our permanent collection has now grown to a collection of over 2,000 pieces. And we have rotating exhibitions for our permanent collection so everybody can see that, but we also have 3 feature exhibitions every year in our upper galleries. Carrie Johnson, I'm the Executive Director and Curator at Rockford Art Museum. I've played a lot of roles in my tenure at the museum. I've been here 15 years, and I started off as museum assistant. I was coming in, actually I had a theater degree, and when I moved back from Chicago, I just knew I wanted to go into something artistic and creative. The museum actually had a spot open for a museum assistant, so I was doing mailings and doing more office work, and then I got promoted to education director, and that was a great opportunity for me to get to know our community a little bit better, work with kids. So I was developing all the programs that we have for the exhibitions that go on at the museum. And then I was in that position for about 3 years, and then the curator position opened up. And just from working here, getting to know our collection better, getting to know a lot of artists throughout my years here, I just thought I'm gonna apply for that position, and I got the job as curator. After about 7 years as curator, the executive director role came up, and I was like, well, I've done it all already, so I might as well go for that. But it just seemed like a really seamless transition. I have such a passion for art and my community, living in Rockford, and so it's been a great career path for me because I've been able to kind of work my way up at the museum and do a lot of different roles that landed me as the executive director and curator. If you are looking to be a curator and you know that's where exactly you want to go, it's a good thing to start looking into programs that provide museum studies, art history, studio art, just so you can kind of get invested in working with artists, working with art lovers and collectors, but getting that education too, it opens you up to great internships, and then you're able to spread your wings and go work at museums or galleries. Getting a general museum studies degree is always good if you know you want to work at a museum. Then through that museum studies degree, you can kind of figure if you want to go into education or curatorial, and that way you can go get your master's in art history again, or studio art, or education. So there's a lot of possibilities when you go into kind of the museum studies program that you're able to get education on a lot of different things that happen in a museum, and then you're able to kind of hone into what you really want to go into, specifically like curation or education. I have a very exciting job. I mean, I do love it. I get to work around art all day. I get to work with very creative people. So a day for me, like what I'm doing right now, is we're de-installing our last exhibition. So we're taking the art off the walls and we're preparing that for shipment out. And then we get to put up a new show. So it's exciting. I love to lay out a show. I love, you put about 2 years of work into the creation of a show. So when you're doing all of that, when you finally get to go and do an install week or 2 weeks, you really get to see all of those ideas actually come to fruition. So it's very exciting. Other days I go into Chicago or Milwaukee and I do studio visits with artists, or I'll go do a collector's visit. So if somebody's interested in donating a painting to the museum, I'll go see the painting, talk to the collector, see if it's a good fit for our collection. I knew that I wanted to go into a museum environment instead of gallery because the difference between a museum and gallery is education. Also, we don't sell artwork, so when we get in artwork for our permanent collection, we keep that artwork. It's never sold. So if you're interested in sales, that would be a good way for you to go, is more of the gallery route. So people can come in, you can talk about artwork, why it's a good fit for their home, and it's more of a salesperson's position. Where here, I knew I was more passionate about education and community efforts, so that's why I knew the museum was good for my path, because I knew I wanted to work with the community, I knew I wanted to provide education and also work with artwork every day. Don't think that because you want to go into an art field that maybe you won't make money in that field. Don't let that drive you. Follow your passion, work hard, get those internships. Those are great opportunities to really get an idea of what you're getting into in that field. But again, just follow your passion. And if your passion changes, that's okay. Just go with it and listen to yourself. You know, communication skills are the best. I could say that my theater degree was the best thing for me because I'm able to get up and talk in front of a group of people. So it's very important that you are making eye contact, you're engaging with people. Phone calls are always a wonderful way to connect with people instead of emailing all the time. So I would just say get really comfortable, do public speaking classes. That will help in any field that you're going into. But just put yourself out there. I know it's difficult for a lot of people to do that, but with practice you'll get better and better at it. Passion for art, I feel like I'm not working every day. That's how I know this is my passion. I'm excited to work with people that are in the art field. I'm excited to work with art. I'm excited to learn more about art. So really, you have to follow your passion. And like, you know, most people, they go to college for something, and that's what they know they want to go into. Don't feel bad if that's not how it turns out. That's not how it turned out for me. You just have to keep following your passion. So theater was my passion. I lost that passion. Visual art became my passion, and I followed that, and it led me to a museum job.